Hello YouTube. In this video I wanted to go over communicating during and after a natural disaster. While not every country and or state will suffer from what I call the big three, earthquake, tornado, and hurricane, nearly every state and or country on the map will at some point have to deal with some sort of natural disaster such as fire or flooding. I'm going to show you and discuss some of the radios I have found, in my opinion, to be perfect for communications during a disaster. That being said, these obviously aren't the only radios out there. I feel these are the most durable, easy to use and carry, and won't necessarily break the bank. I did not choose any of the radios that use D-Star, System Fusion, etc. It's not that they're not great radios, they are. I just left them off because of the practicality in an emergency situation. I selected the ICOM IC7200 for its ruggedness. While it is a bit on the large side should you have to evacuate, it is very durable. I have used this in many portable situations, to include out in the high desert under extreme heat and cold, and I have had no issues with it. Some of the features on this radio are that it's 160 meter through 6 meter. On sideband CW RTTY it'll put out 100 watts and 25 watts on AM. The dimensions, like I said, it is a bit on the big side, is 9.5 inches by 3 5/16 inches, 11 1/16 inch, or 241 by 84 by 281 millimeters. And it is a little on the heavy side as well, coming in at 12.1 pounds or 5.5 kilograms. The modes that it has are upper and lower sideband, CW, RTTY, and AM. The Yaesu FT2900 is one of the most durable and powerful radios right out of the box. It's a 2-meter radio and has 75 watts of power. There are 4 power settings: 75, 30, 10, and 5 watts. The dimensions for this radio are 6.3 inch by 2 inch by 7.3 inch, or 160 by 50 by 185 millimeters. And it weighs a hefty 4.2 pounds. Having the ability to push 75 watts in an emergency is of great importance when there's a potential for the power being out for miles around, or the repeaters near you getting knocked down due to a hurricane, tornado, or an earthquake. Another feature I like is that the entire body of the radio is a heatsink. Because of this design, there is no fan. I find this to be a benefit, as no fan equals fewer moving parts, which to me means less chance for something to go wrong. This radio also is extremely affordable, under the $200 range, and often has a rebate. The Kenwood TMD 710 Alpha and Golf are a strong dual band, dual receive 50-watt mobile rig. With the large display, it is easily readable either in bright or low light. Other features include 1,000 memory channels, crossband repeat. This, in my opinion, is a big selling point. However, the biggest drawback to this radio is that the head unit has to be mounted remotely. Like I was saying about crossband repeat, this is great if the repeaters are knocked down and you need to get a little extra oomph and distance on your radio. One of the most durable and reliable handheld radios is the Yaesu FT60. It's also a great radio for those just entering the amateur radio hobby. This HT is also quite affordable. At the time of this video, these radios cost about $149. It is a dual band, 2-meter 440, but single VFO. The case size is 2.3 inches wide by 4.3 inches high by 1.2 inches deep, or 58 by 109 by 30 millimeters, and that's without the knobs or antenna. The weight is 13.05 ounces or 370 grams. This is the one HT I have that can take a beating without any fear of it breaking. Case in point, I have had mine drop from a 6-foot shelf twice without any issues. The KGUV-8D is a dual band 2-meter 440 handheld. It weighs 1.08 pounds or 490 grams and is 4.90 inches by 2.42 by 1.33 or 124.5 by 61.49 by 33.88 millimeters. This is an incredibly inexpensive radio, coming in at around $109. However, they are getting harder to find due to the release of the KGUV-90. The reason I'm displaying the 8D over the 9D is because of the crossband repeat feature in the 8D. This feature, in my opinion, is almost priceless in an environment where the repeaters are no longer in operation. This feature has been removed from the 9D, which is currently selling at around $179.95. For the ultimate in portability and having the benefit of being all mode, then the obvious choice is the Yaesu FT857 Delta. This radio operates on 160 meters through 6 meters with 100 watts on sideband, CW, and FM, 25 watts on AM. 2 meters puts out 50 watts on sideband, CW, and FM, and 25 watts on AM. And 70 centimeters, 20 watts on sideband, CW, and FM, and 5 watts on AM. It also has 200 main memory channels. The dimensions are 6.1 inches by 2 inches by 9.2 inches, or 155 by 52 by 233 millimeters, and it weighs about 4.6 pounds, or 2.1 kilogram. The head unit has the advantage of being attached or detached. This has been an absolutely phenomenal radio. I use it in my mobile. I've had it for well over a year without any issues whatsoever, regardless of climate, and I've been through the heat of Vegas to the snowy areas of the California mountains. In another video, I'll be going over the antennas that will complement these radios. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch, and if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below, and if you have not done so already, please subscribe.